Welcome to another episode of the Roughly Related to Reselling podcast. My name is Perry Phillips. I go by Perry Flips on Instagram with a Z, Pothead Picker on X or Twitter, and there's a Flips and Giggles page on Facebook that you can find as well. Another week of reselling. I just started recording. I don't know what the fuck just happened. I was like recording and then all of a sudden it stopped recording. So I'm not really sure. Maybe I double hit record. I don't fucking know. So luckily I was only going for like a minute and a half. So I just started over. This is potentially will be the first episode with video. I'm not sure if this is actually going to even work. I'm trying to shoot it with video, but we will see. So yeah, I might have to take a break in a second and check on my kids because there was that's the usual when I'm trying to do the podcast. I was running out of time this week, so had a very busy week. Most of it was reselling related, I guess. Not a lot of like sourcing and it was like other shit that I was dealing with. So yeah, it's been fun. Today there was it was like an indoor, it was a garage sale. I mean, it was, for some reason they called it an winter yard sale, but it was like, just call it a garage sale. It was a very bizarre way of wording it. And so I got there and it was like, it was one of those sales where they had like the little hangy tags, like a lot of times like expensive thrift stores and like boutique antique stores will have them. I don't know, they think they look classy. I think they look stupid. And then they tape them onto things too. So it's like I get the idea. You're like, oh, you don't want this to get ruined for somebody, but then you're taping it to this thing. So they had a bunch of those things, like pre-made little prices. Oh shit, I'm over here fucking up. I forgot to put my phone on fucking silent. It usually is on silent. It's almost never on loud unless I'm like waiting to try to get some free shit like today. So yeah, this indoor sale. So I went there and there wasn't really a ton of stuff. It's like that type of year. I was the first one there. They had some records. I like $2 a piece on the records, and it wasn't anything I really wanted to pay that much for. She's like, yeah, my son took some of the other records. I'm like, yeah, he probably took the good ones. So. And then I got like a Funko bobblehead. Those are hit or miss. Sometimes they're worth, a good amount of money. Sometimes they're not worth shit. This one was a Charlie Brown one. So I'll probably put that one up on Facebook soon because it's a Christmas one and just try to get it. Like, I know some people do like not last minute Christmas shopping, but they do like their Christmas shopping in January to get a head start on the following year. So we'll see. Who knows? So yeah, that sale kind of sucked. There was a sale yesterday though that was good. There was like one sale, and because there's never sales on Friday, and a lot of times it'll be like a company that. Sorry, there's a couple companies out here that you kind of learn their names and like what they're all about, and like how pricey they are, how many people are going to be there, how competitive it'll be. And so this one was one that like I haven't even seen. Like there's been a few this year that has been like smaller companies that like are doing their first sale, I guess. So I don't know if these people were like, they didn't seem like, they kind of seemed like they were organized but not really. And so yeah, I like went up to the front. They had some marbles. I still have like a ton of marbles that I'm just like sitting on. So I'm like, I'm not going to buy these fucking marbles. I don't know anything about them. They had the name on one of the bags, but I'm just like, I'll let somebody buy these who like, knows a little bit more. I don't know why I'm so fucking yawning today. So yeah, so I get to this sale. I had to go to school, so I've talked a little bit about this, but I'm just starting up school again, college. They do free community college in the state of Massachusetts if you're a resident. So I figured, why not, try to get a bachelor's in small business, learn a little bit more about how to actually run a business, and learn the ins and the outs. So I had to go there yesterday for it was like a digital tech session. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't even know. I didn't even fucking smoke weed. I don't know why I'm so yawning. And so yeah, I had to go there yesterday. So there was an estate sale that was starting about 2 hours before I was supposed to start at this thing. And I'm glad I didn't go in early, because it was like I thought it was like, I was going to be the only one there. It was like a full on, there was like 4 classrooms of people. I was like, oh shit. So yeah, that was interesting. I'll talk about that a little bit more. I'll talk about the estate sale first. So I go to this estate sale, and in the ad they're like, oh, we'll put out a list if necessary. So I'm like, this was on Cape Cod. I don't know if anybody's familiar with Cape Cod, but Cape Cod, you have to go over a bridge. Fucking A. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm not even that sleepy. I just keep yawning. And so you have to go over like a bridge. It's kind of a pain in the ass to get there. So I'm like, the only reason I was going to go to this estate sale is I'm like, I already have to go over there. Like, why not just go early enough and, I'll wait around, do some stuff on my phone or whatever. And so I get to this sale at like 7:20. It was supposed to start at 8. And I was like number 18, which is like, I don't know. I mean, it wasn't like crazy busy, but it was busier than I thought it would be. And, it's all like the people that go. At this point, I'm just going to have to like edit all the yawns to just be like one continuous. So anyway, yeah, there's like, fuck, I keep losing my train of thought because I keep yawning. So I get the number, and then, at this point it was only like, so I waited, like, went in. I was like number 18 or something like that. And I knew I wanted, like, in the advertisement, there wasn't much I wanted, but they were like, oh, there's a lot of good clothes, like high-end men's clothing or whatever. So I'm like, all right, I'll try to find that stuff. So I looked. This place actually had a cool thing I've never seen before, which it's like, it was pretty easy concept, but it's like, there was some signs, and it said like, look, what are you looking for? And it told you which floor each thing was on. Fuck, I'm sorry. I don't know why I keep fucking yawning. I might have to stop and do this later. Jesus Christ. So it was like little signs that would tell you, like, it was like men's clothes in the basement with CDs and electronics and shit. And there was some cameras I wanted. I completely forgot about them when I went to go down into the basement. I was already in the basement, and I went back over to where I thought they might be, and I just completely couldn't find them. So I think somebody got to them first. But I got like 2 Toomey jackets. I didn't even know Toomey made jackets. Toomey makes like expensive bags, and so they had these 2 like really nice jackets. But you couldn't really tell they were Toomey. You had to like look, and there was like a small little label, because it was like Toomey Tech or something like that. So all you could see was the word Tech, and then you had to like look kind of smaller to see Toomey. So I think a few people left that, because originally I went into this closet, and I got like a sick friggin' like USA from the Olympics from like 96, when it was in Atlanta. It's like this USA windbreaker. And so I found that, and like not much else. And so I started walking around the house, didn't find anything, kind of like went all over. And then I was like, all right, I'll go back to that closet and see, and like ended up going into that closet, and I found like vintage LL Bean fleece with like a lacrosse logo and stuff. So it was pretty cool. It's like, it's probably custom, but it's custom enough to where like some rich fuck will want to buy it and be like, oh, this is sick. And they'll overpay for it, I'm sure. So I found like that, those Toomey jackets, some Hugo Boss stuff. So I found a decent amount of stuff. I didn't pay a ton for everything. And And then today, after we got back, we went out and went to that stupid yard sale, went to the post office, got my kids back. They got settled in, and then, of course, I see an ad for free Legos. So then I'm staring at another gigantic bin of Legos. I just got rid of all the other Legos. And the lady said they were organized, but I don't think they are. But there's so many of them. What is this guy? Is this Pennywise? Who the fuck is this? Is this another NECA figure? It looks like Pennywise. Oh yeah, it's little Pennywise the clown in here. Sorry for all that noise. So, I forgot that there's video too. Well, potentially video. So, anyway, giant bin, free, gotta love it. Hopefully there's some good shit in there. Now I'm like, I can see a little minifigure. Let's see who this guy is. This guy is like, I don't even think this is a Lego. This definitely is not Lego. It says Funko. Who knows? Oh, maybe somebody's missing a head. I don't even know. It looks like somebody might be headless. So, yeah. We'll see. Hopefully it's Lego. So even if I turn around and sell it as is, you know what I mean? It was free. I could turn around, sell this thing as is, and make a bunch of money on it. So, that was pretty sweet. Got a bunch of free stuff today without even thinking it was going to happen. It just kind of appeared. I did my little trick again. Somebody posted this, and I was like the third person to comment on it. And I just tagged the person and was like, hey, sent you a PM. And I didn't even send them a message this time because it wouldn't let me. They had blocked incoming messages. And so the chick just replied to my comment, was like, hey, if you're still interested, send me blah, blah, blah. So I was like, all right, perfect. So I went and picked it up. Because people will comment that they want shit, and then they'll just they won't even bother to follow through, or they'll be like, hey, I'm interested in this, and then the person messages, and they're like, because people have done it to me, they're like, hey, I'm interested in this, I'm like, oh, okay, cool, and they're like, can you drop it off to me? I'm like, no, it's free for a reason, because I don't want it. I don't want to deal with it. I'll deal with it if eventually, but for now it's free because I want it gone. So it is what it is. So this week, I know I talked about, oh fuck, I think my kid is still up fucking doing nonsense. I'm going to pause it in a minute and go check. So this week, or the last episode, I think I had talked about New Year's goals. And one of my goals for New Year's, I don't know if I talked about it on there or if I decided afterwards, but one of my goals for New Year's, for the new year, I just said New Year's, for the new year was to get a trailer, fucking a utility trailer, so I could, start doing little clean out things, and it'd be easier for me to do storage units. It'll make cut down my time on storage units by a lot. I won't have to make multiple trips. And also, we've got a lot of yard waste and stuff that we need to get taken care of. So for the most part, yeah, I'm pretty pumped that we've got, I'm pretty pumped about it. But so it was a whole thing. So I originally ordered the part from Advance Auto Part, and they have you put in your vehicle, and then you put the what you need for it. So they have a whole place that they take you. It's a kit for getting your trailer hitch set up. I'm like, oh, perfect. This is easy. So I find one that's 160 or something like that, and it says it'll fit my vehicle. I get all the other shit that I need, and go to the place to get it put on. Because I've read that, my buddy was telling me, he's like, oh, it's pretty easy to do yourself, but there's a lot of stuff, a lot of you have to take some shit off. And he knows that I'm not a fucking, a car person. So I'm like, well, I'm not going to do that shit. I wasn't planning on doing that shit myself. So I bring it to the place, and I have to bring my kid in because it's I was trying to get it done before I was going to look at a trailer. That's right. I missed a major part of the story. This entire podcast is me just trying to fucking piece together one coherent story. backwards most of the time. Anyway, so I to reach out to the guy with the trailer, and I'm like, hey, can I come like Thursday? Thinking like, okay, I'll go in Wednesday. Like everything was going to work out perfect. I go in, and like my first sign that something was not going to be right was the guy was like, he was like, oh, you don't, I wouldn't recommend using this. It was like an electrical kit to hook up the lights and shit. And he's like, I wouldn't recommend using this. And I was like, oh, okay. He's like, they have ones that you can just like plug right in. He's like, I would do that. This one you have to like cut into your electrical. And I'm like, all right, don't do that. I don't want to do that. Whatever. So I'm like, all right. And then he comes back out and he's like, did you get this one specifically for your car? And I go, yeah, that's what it said when I put it in Advanced Auto Parts. He's like, oh. He's like, yeah, I should have asked before, but he's like, they almost always send us the wrong part when for trailer hitches. He's like, you got to order it somewhere like custom because they don't ever come the right way. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So he's like, yeah, it's not going to fit. So luckily he didn't charge me, but I ended up returning all the shit that I got from Advanced Auto Parts. It's like none of it was the right stuff. And so then get the right stuff. So I reached out to my neighbor and I'm like, hey, I was supposed to get this part, whatever. Like, can you help me out? You guys have a trailer hitch. We can go pick something up, pick it up. So of course, it was his first like time using his like actually pulling something with the trailer hitch. So I'm like, all right. And I had a trailer like before when I had my food truck, and it was kind of like the same concept. You had to hook it up. It was basically a glorified trailer, you know, with some food shit strapped on. And so we get there to go pick it up after I'd already bought it. Like I went earlier in the day, met the guy. He was cool, gave me the bill of sale, got all that shit done, paid him for it. And I was like, all right, I'll come back later. So we come back around like 4:30. We get there, and my the ball mount, the little ball that we had, the mount to put the thing on was too big. I'm like, fuck, I didn't even think about like that part of it. You know what I mean? It's been so long since I've had a trailer. I got the 2-inch thinking like, oh, it's standard. And this dude had like a 1 7/8 inch or something like that. And I was like, fuck me. So we just went to AutoZone, which was like 10-minute drive. You know, they had one left. Thank fucking God. Got it back, got the trailer hooked up and back to the house. So now I have a trailer. I can do fucking estate cleanouts. I can do, larger pickups. It'll be easier to do storage units. So I'm excited. That was on my list of things I wanted to get done for 2025, and I got it done pretty early on. It's only January and I already got that shit done. So I can move on to the rest of my list. One of which will include having to get my fucking business back together. Oh, man. So, yeah, I've talked about this before, how I got behind on my payments. Like, part of it was my fault. Part of it is just, like, the way that it's designed. It's not, like, they don't even tell, like, when you sign up originally, they don't tell you, like, yo, you have to, like, make these payments. There's no info. You go to the website, there's no info. There's, like, a place that tells you how to file each form, but there's no specific instructions for any situation, any circumstance. So I send the stuff in the first time. It gets sent back to me because I don't have any forms. Mind you, I put in the notes like, hey, I'm trying to pay for certain X amount of years. So I send it back in, and they're like, this is it's already past the date or whatever. Mind you, I sent this in like December 6th. It needed to be in by like the 31st. And it got to them super quick. And then they didn't send it back until after the fucking first of the year. So it didn't even get back to me until January. So I get this fucking thing back, and I'm like, all right. So I send it back again. Like, it comes in, and then they send it back a third time to me. So this is $1,500 money order, just going back and forth up like fucking ridiculous. And so they send it back again, and they're like, you didn't fill out a form for each year that you owe. There's no fucking instructions on the website, none, not one. So I'm like, okay. So now at this point, they're like, you have to pay $100 to get your business back together. I'm like, awesome. Another $100 on top of the $1,500. At this point, I'm like, I'm just going to change the business name and fucking start a new business. Like, this is fucking ridiculous. It might be cheaper to just do that. Just fucking change the name. I'm not that committed to flips and giggles. I don't know. That might be the move, honestly. It's just fucking fuck these fucks. Keep my fucking $1,500 and put it towards inventory. Just say fuck it. But yeah, very, very annoying. I know it's like partially my fault because I was behind on shit. But like, yeah, they just, the way that they do the whole thing, it doesn't make any sense. They give you like no information about anything. The people when you call are like unfriendly and unhelpful. It's like, this is the lifeblood of this country, fucking small business, and you're just fucking making it almost impossible to do this shit. And then they're like, yeah, you can pay online, but you have to pay $25 to $30 or something like that to pay the fee. And it's just like, fucking hey, everything costs fucking money these days. It's craziness. But anyway, I don't want to talk about that because it's just going to fucking piss me off even more. Let me pull this out. It might be another short one just because I got the kids upstairs today, and I'm behind on some stuff because today was a busy week. Oh yeah, so let me go back to school. Back to school. So I go back to school and I'm like, all right, I get there early. I was like 40 minutes early. And so I waited in the car because at that point I didn't realize how many people were there, but I was just like, I don't want to be fucking early. So I was like, I'll just work on some shit. So I start going through my school email, which you're supposed to check often. I was like, how many emails can I have before school starts? Dog, I had fucking a million fucking emails, like a bunch. So I had to go through them, like going through. And then they're like, there's a sexual assault prevention training course that you have to take that was past due like by 74 days. I was like, oh shit. So I had to do that. I was like, oh, they even gonna let me into this class at this point? So I just did that while I was started it and got through most of it. But at a certain point, it was just like fucking ridiculous. There was one thing, it was like gender stereotypes, and like they play like the dramatized, scenarios to kind of give you an example of what each, inappropriate behavior, I guess, was happening in each scenario. And so there was one, and this dude's like, you're acting like such a girl. And this other guy's like, well, I'm not really comfortable with you talking like that. It's like, people don't fucking talk like this. Like, more than likely, the guy was like, you're acting like a fucking bitch, or you're acting like a fucking pussy. And the last time I checked, I mean, those words are technically gender neutral. So you could be talking about anybody. You can call anybody a bitch. You can call anybody a pussy. It's gender neutral. So that's typically what you're going to hear. You're not going to hear, oh, you're acting like a girl. It's like, what is this, fucking The Sandlot? Like, you play ball like a girl. Like, people don't, this isn't the 90s. That's not an insult that people throw at people. You play ball like a girl. So I had to do that. It was fucking ridiculous. It got to the point where like I was trying to challenge myself. It's not a great way to start your academic career. You're just like blowing off a complete, like what I used to do when I was, I'm a little bit smarter now and I can do it a little bit easier, but I just literally got to a point where I was like, I'm not even going to read any of this, and I guarantee you I can get the correct answers. And I just went through and I was just getting the correct answers without reading any of the, like, I would just read the answers. Literally, I would just read the answers and I would be like, oh, this one's correct. And then I would get that correct. You know what I mean? It was just so blatantly obvious that this was the answers that they were looking for and the words that they were looking for and stuff. So, yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting. I was like, oh shit, my first day back and I'm already fucking having to do all this fun woke stuff, as they like to say. So I told you I'm bringing that shit back. I'm bringing it back. It's not going to mean what it means right now. It's going to mean what it meant before it was co-opted by the fucking government and a bunch of corporations and shit. I'm looking at a pile of bananas. I know that, recently I found out that I had banana money. So I've been going fucking a little crazy on bananas, but I've been eating them. You know what I mean? I'm like, I buy them, I eat them. The kids eat a ton of them anyway, so now there's plenty of bananas for everybody. I'm getting potassium again. Maybe that's why I'm so sleepy. I haven't had the potassium I've been used to these days. I don't know if that does anything. The yawning stopped, by the way. So that was like some weird, that was like a weird tick or some shit that was just happening for some reason. Yeah, I'm like mostly through my death pile. I literally am like, I cleaned off this whole shelf the other day. I've got like a couple small bins of cameras that I have. I'm trying to figure out how to test them. They're like older ones. Probably pretty easy. I just haven't had time to look at them. But yeah, it's crazy. My death pile is like slowly dwindling. So I'm kind of like, yeah, that's why I'm kind of like, oh shit, I need to get a trailer and start getting some shit. But we'll see. I mean, it's obviously a few more months to yard sale season. And again, I'm trying to fucking bid on a storage unit. There's 2 units. One I want, it's been at $10 for a while. And I mean, it's got 2 more days. I've been watching it since it started, and I've just been leaving it. Like, I haven't tried to raise it up at all. I'm hoping that somebody will just forget about it. So I'll let it get closer and see what happens. But there's another one that I was looking at that I was like, it's all toys. You can tell it's all toys. But it's like, it could be just bullshit. It's at $100 right now. It's like the most I would probably be willing to pay on that one would be like $200, and that one's more of a risk. So I also bid on another one. I know I'm going a little crazy. I bid on another one that was like, nobody else was bidding, and there wasn't even a minimum bid on it, and it ends in like a day or two. But it was like all bins. There's like some nice luggage in there. Like there's a lot of shit that was like, you know, like a Tommy Bahama something or other. It's just like, you know, those are typically things you want to look for when you're, I'm like shaking around. Like I forgot that I was on camera. I'm like dancing and shit. But those are typically things that you want to look for, you know, when you're trying to buy a storage unit without barely any type of like pictures, you know, because the pictures they take suck most of the time. But we'll see. I know there's a few dudes in town that have been like buying storage units that didn't buy storage units before. So it's, you know, it's harder. But I feel like a lot of the resellers in here have kind of fallen off. Not necessarily fallen off, but like the ones that I see posting all the time haven't been posting. And it's hard, man. It's hard work. You got to do it all the time. People want to be a reseller and like not have to go do a real job, but you have to do real work to be a reseller. Fucking, that's just the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so. Sorry, I watched Raw fucking 4 weeks ago and I'm still all about it. Okay, let's see. We've got about a half hour. Let's see if there's anything I didn't cover. I didn't have too many subjects today, so I was hoping that this would get me through some of it. So one of the things I was going to talk about, the new Mac Miller album came out. Now, Mac Miller was somebody who I got into like literally right before he died. There was a stretch where I was getting into rappers and they would just die. Like I was the Grim Reaper. Like I got into Mac Miller, and then shortly after Mac Miller died, and got into Nipsey Hussle shortly after Nipsey Hussle died. Got into Pop Smoke shortly after Pop Smoke died. Who else? Who's the other dude? There's Pop Smoke. Who's the other fucking dude? Not Pop Smoke. Maybe it is Pop Smoke. I thought there was another rapper that died too. I think there was one more. There was Pop Smoke, and then who was the other one? Not Juice WRLD. I wasn't really into Juice WRLD. I don't remember. But anyway. So yeah. So I got into like Mac Miller like right before he died. And like I like his old shit a lot more than his new shit's good for like a different you know what I mean? It's more like you got to be in a type of headspace to listen to the new shit. So I listened to the new album this morning. I was like, oh, it's chill enough that I can put it on with the kids. You know what I mean? There's not going to be gratuitous use of the N-word. That's all I need is my kids go to school. Or repeating that. Like, there's a lot of words that I'd be like, whatever, like, cool with them going to school repeating that. That's not one of them. Because then that's like a child services gets involved. Like, what's happening at your house that your child is using the N word? Like, I listen to a lot of hip hop, mostly dead guys. So yeah, Mac Miller just had a new album come out, and it's a posthumous album. So that's like, I don't know. There's been a few albums that have come out after people die, and it's always kind of weird to me. It's like, did you actually want this to have? Like, did you actually want somebody to record this and put this out, or, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't. Hold on. Let me take a second to think about how I want to say this, because okay, I actually honestly I forgot what I was talking about, and I had to look. But it's always weird to me, because it's like, did this person approve? Like, was this something that he, like, if it's something he recorded entirely before he died, then yeah, I could see, like, that's cool. But then there's a lot of situations where, like, they record an album after somebody dies and they just had the vocal stuff done, and then they add in the other stuff after, and it's like, even if it's good, it's like, is this what this person would have wanted? You know what I mean? Like, it's just kind of weird to me. And it's like, is this what the fans want? So that's, I don't know. I was thinking about that while listening to the album. I was just like, posthumous albums are it's kind of a weird concept, because, you know, it's not like something that, I don't know. It's not like something that, like, they expect to happen. I mean, maybe they do. They're just like, they file away a bunch of songs and they're like, all right, I've got, you know, tracks and tracks and tracks of songs that I can release at any time if I die. Or is it just like a money grab from whoever is in charge of the estate? Or, I don't know. It was just something I thought about. I know it's not really related to reselling at all, but I listen to hip hop and stuff while I'm driving around sourcing and whatnot. And, you know, I really want to go to a reselling convention this year. There's one, I think it's like the Boss Reseller Remix or something like that, in Vegas in like March. But I don't know. I just went to Vegas last year, and it was funny. I told my wife, and she was like, Vegas again with the kids? And I was like, well, no, I would be going. You wouldn't. Like, that would be the whole thing. But it's hard. We can't really do that because, like, you know, somebody has to watch the kids the rest of the time. I wonder if you can see the fact that my hand is down my pants right now while I'm sitting here doing a podcast. I forgot that I have to, like, now not sit like a fucking slob. Fuck. Sorry. I don't know. I might not have much left on my thing. I told you it was a busy week this week. That trailer thing took up a bunch of time, and then going into school. I am excited to be back to school. I'm going to, like, hopefully learn a little bit about how to organize my business a little bit better. But yeah, I was like one of the older people in the groups that I was in. Not like the oldest. There was a few older people. But then I was kind of like right there, like as the oldest, not who wasn't a boomer. You know what I mean? And we did a lot of it was just like, it was a 2-hour class. I feel like it could have been an hour. A lot of it was just waiting for boomer. Like, one of the things we had to do is like send an email, open an email, post on a discussion board, like all shit that was like very basic and simple. And it was like, this could have probably been done virtually. Like, if we're doing the sex assault thing, it's not even like sexual harassment. It's like straight up sex assault. Like, you're sexually assaulting someone. But some of the questions were just like so ridiculous. Like, there's one that's like, It was like your friend and you are walking, and these construction guys, like construction. That was literally one of the questions. These construction guys are saying, "Hey, can I get some of that?" And it's like, what should you do in that situation? And it's like, walk up with your friend and show that you're in support of that. It's like, wait, what? It's like, first of all, doesn't that mean that you're the ugly friend? Like, you're the ugly friend that wasn't getting catcalls? So you're going to just go and be this ugly friend shield? And they're just going to hurl insults at you. They're like, hey, fatty, get the fuck out of the way so we can see the hot one. Like, the whole thing just did not make any sense. I thought it was very, very silly. And, yeah, it was funny. It was like one of those things that was just like, yeah, I literally didn't have to read anything, and I was getting all of the questions right. I was like, if this was like school all the time, this would be fucking awesome. You just know the answers to shit. Like, that would be fucking dope. But I'm sure it's not going to be that easy. Trying to finish this course, there's going to be some reading involved, some coursework, some fun fact finding and whatnot. So yeah, and then there was a sale that I went to. Just completely done with that subject. There was a sale last week that I went to. It was like an estate sale, but it was like almost in like a mobile home, but it was like the one house in this mobile home that wasn't a mobile home. It was very weird. So maybe they were like in charge or something, but it was like an actual house among a bunch of other like smaller mobile homes. And it wasn't great. It's like that time of year, man, that just the sales just, they're not great. They're not going to be great for another few months. Like, there's going to be a couple. There might be like one or two more like really unadvertised sales, but we'll see. Yard sale season, man. Nothing beats yard sale season. And last year was good. So hopefully this season is a lot better. But I mean, last season couldn't have been that great because I'm pretty much through all of my stuff. I might have a yard sale soon. I was thinking about it, doing not inside, but like, doing doing one. Like I've talked about, I could set up like tarps and shit, and it's nice and warm. I was thinking about doing something like that, doing like another setup where we can get do it and so it's nice and warm and get it done. I'm doing it again. I'm just sitting there with my fucking hands on my pants, just not even paying attention. Do I have anything else to talk about today? I'm sorry. It's probably going to be a short one. I need to get better at writing down some topics, but I haven't really had a ton of reselling topics. I mean, all of the stuff I talked about. Oh, yeah. So anyway, at that sale, I just like completely stopped talking about it. So at that sale, I go... And I was like number 4 or 5. Like, it wasn't like anything crazy. Nobody was like rushing to get shit. It was a lot of tools and stuff. So there was a lot of like the tool guys there and stuff. So, but it was one of those sales where it's like, oh, everything that was in the picture was basically, that's what it was. I did find a cool like Colt firearms, like a wood sign from back in the day. So I have that up for like $200 right now. I paid up a little bit for it for like $40, but I have to imagine I can get at least $100 for it. So we'll see. It's at $200 right now. I'm going to drop some prices today. I've got to get the kids up in a minute. Got a later rest nap time because I had to go and get these stupid ass toys. One of my kids fell asleep on the way to get the toys. I fucking hate when that happens. I'm like, I had just had them in the car too, and I like did a bunch of shit to tire them out, and this chick puts up this free thing of Legos. Of course I'm gonna go get it and fucking go get it, and on the way back the kid falls asleep. So I don't even know if she's asleep. I didn't even bother going up. I was like, if I stop right now, my momentum's going to be just completely done, and I'm not even going to be able to finish up to 40 minutes. So, but yeah, that's where I'm going to stop today. I'm not going to try to force additional stuff in, and then this will give me a nice short podcast to try to edit the video and the sound together. And if this works and it's fucking easy, that means video podcasts from now on, and it means YouTube, and then eventually, I don't know, I think I'm going to start a Patreon soon, and that'll be like additional podcasts. So, but I don't know. We'll see. I mean, things are moving fast this year. We already got our trailer. Hopefully I'm not living in it by the end of the year. But yeah. So make sure you tell your friends, like, subscribe, follow on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get podcasts. It's on there. Not Google Podcasts anymore because that shit doesn't exist. That was actually the one I used the most, but once I found out that they were going to go away, I just switched. So anyway, that's the podcast. Check it out and follow me everywhere, and tell all your friends how mediocre this podcast is. Thanks. Bye.